later. They try to fuck me up a little bit. Yeah, kid. Yes. Yes, 2 times. I know the vibes though. She like, ooh la la, we win. They go, ooh la la, we win. She like, ooh la la, we win. They go, ooh la la, we win. Okay, ooh la la, we win. She like, ooh la la, we win. They go, ooh la la, we win. She like, ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the real question is, where you been? Like, where you been, my bro? Over here on this side, we deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. I got mine in today. Yeah, kid, I was in the gym on Saturday. So before you leave the page, if that sound like something you can rock with, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, smash that notification bell. So when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time, good looking, because you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We in the end game, people. And we is in the end game because, damn it, man. Like Florida Evans, damn. Had one loss on the 6-pick for $100. I told y'all, this is what I do every day. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's wins, sometimes it's that feeling, and sometimes it's the sad face, sticker face. So it was football today, and we're going to get to the picks later on in the show. But we had Indianapolis, we had Cleveland, we had Miami. They came up there in the snow. Trae Young and Josh Allen and them squeaked it out. On the NBA side, we had the Bucks, we had Portland, and we had fucking San Antonio Spurs. Greg Popovich, who some people mistakenly think when I say Popovich, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, TV. They be like, oh, Popovich? And rest in peace, K. Slade. Last time I seen him in Harlem, that's what he said when I was getting a little drop from him. You know what I mean? Nonetheless, close, but no cigars. This is the worst feeling ever. Or maybe not ever, but I hate losing. So we in the end game because I lost. We also in the end game because even though this is old, this is when Zion Williams, you know what I mean? Zion Williamson, a.k.a. Thanos, that's what they call him. I know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail. They had their little 2-game back-to-back with the Phoenix Suns, and they played tonight. I had the Pelicans tonight on another ticket. That was a loss too, but I just had them overall. I thought they would win. Phoenix looking a little soft, dare I say, looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. Bum ass nigga, you know what I mean? Like, took some big L's with them. But anyway, when they played them a couple days ago back to back, and they beat them twice. After the first game, Zion was, he dunked the ball. They made a big thing out of it, but it really wasn't. You know what I mean? And the dunk was phenomenal, if you ain't see it. 360 on him, like, you go at the front and play that role, don't front for me. 360 on him. And Phoenix was mad, the game was over. And after the game, this is what I want to get to, even though it's old. Because this is what it reminds me of when we talk about GuNNa. You know what I mean? And you know, in the post interview, he like, did he have shades on? I don't know, but I don't wear the shades because you know the little ring and all that. He was like, you gotta understand. You gotta understand. They knocked us off in the playoffs last year. I seen the hurt in my brother's eyes. And so, you know, you can understand and you cannot understand. And it was almost like New Jack City when Nino Brown, AKA, you know what I mean? Wesley Snipes. And he said, they made me do it. and Miss Hawkins was like, who made you do it? And he said, Kareem Akbar. He is the true leader of the CNB, and if I'm going down, I'm taking everybody with me. Like, nigga, Zion, like, yo, you gotta understand, like, you know what I mean? They knocked us off, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? I thought that was real funny. It reminded me of that. Let's talk about some shit, though. You know what I mean? We're gonna get into the picks and all that. Damn it, man. That was 48-41, you know what I mean? Off a hundo. Shout out to my nigga Mac Man, hundos, you know what I mean? Let's get into this Chris Brown shit, like, you know what I mean? What can I say? I don't know if it's a documentary, you know what I mean, or what it is, and you know, was he being interviewed? I actually seen the reaction to his side of the story, and that's the incident dealing with Rihanna, like Rihanna, on what's this chick named Pearly something. I was gonna say Pearly Gates, like, you know what I mean? Miss Pearly Whites, Slim Shady, and let's pull up real quick. Can I pull up real quick? Let's pull up real quick. I was watching the Pick Sick podcast. Them bum ass ninjas, they be picking the whack picks. Damn, is this her name? I am Pearl. The Manosphere. Anyway, it's a white chick, right? And she was reacting to the Chris Brown you know, documentary or whatever, or him telling his side of the story of what happened that, you know, infamous night with Rihanna. And like most, you know what I mean? Keeping it a buck. Did I save it? I think I did save it. Watch later. Let's go. Let's do it like this. You know, long story short, but I got a lot of time tonight, so, you know what I mean? Buckle up. He just pretty much was like it was a toxic relationship, like we already knew, or at least, you know, my assumption. You know, I wasn't there with them. But when, you know, when you see the pictures of her, you just was like, damn, Chris Brown, you know what I mean? Can I talk to you and all that? And you know what I mean? Like, shorty, what's your name and all that? You know, as a young Chris Breezy, you know what I mean? AKA Young Mike, you know what I mean? That's what we refer to him as. I think he's definitely mad talented like that. I don't know about talented as Mike, but maybe so though. That's another side topic. Is Chris Breezy as talented as Michael Jackson? Probably so though. I ain't gonna front. If not, he definitely, you know, the modern day Mike. But anyway, we knew it just wasn't out of nowhere. That was just my hunch. And I just remember, you know what I mean, obviously Chris Breezy being painted, plastered rather, across all the networks, you know what I mean, MTV, BET, and VH1, and all these, you know, different, you know, outlets and shit, as the bad guy, like, you know what I mean? Like, you need someone like me so you can point your finger and say, that's the bad guy. And pretty much he was the bad guy. You know, obviously domestic violence was, you know, pushed in your face, ratcheted up. I think what will probably be similar to that or of the same magnitude, probably a little more. Maybe not, because Chris Brown and Rihanna is bigger than, I was going to say, Ray Rice. When he punched his wife in the elevator, knocked her down, I mean, did her dirty, like, for the world to see. You know, that was unfortunate as well. And you know, just for the record and people in the back, I don't condone domestic violence. You know, I think it's unfortunate when it happens. Obviously, man on woman, you know, because most likely, man, you're going to be able to whip that ass. You told Harpo to beat me. And even on a woman's side, when it's a chick like Retribution, and I'm being funny, but I'm not, whipping Eddie Murphy ass. In both those instances, man on woman, woman on man, You know, it shouldn't be tolerated. It shouldn't be accepted. But we know how shit could go. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying we know how shit can go in the but you black community and in the other communities. Happens all over. It's man on woman, woman on man. It's human in that regards. I don't think it's no race separates, you know, what's what for somebody getting their ass whipped. And you could come and say, well, it happens over here more, or it happens over here more, and I'm gonna say, okay, it happens. You know what I mean? Like somebody's getting their ass whipped, but most likely it's probably a man whipping a woman's ass. It probably is. The cases of retribution is rare. So let's just be clear on that. And I'm not condoning none of it. Anyway, he said it was toxic, and you know he said he was, knocking a chick down. He wasn't no more, allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, and pretty much that he loved Rihanna so much that he wanted to marry her. He was going to marry her, propose to her, etc. But according to him, allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, he wanted to just to come clean, like have a come clean. I don't know why people do that. Maybe it's for the conscious. When it comes to certain things, I'm not a scumbag, a sleazeball. At least I haven't been called that publicly to my face. You know what I mean? I'm being funny, but I'm not. And I don't think of myself as that. But who knows how people view you, even though I don't think I've done stuff like that for people to say that. But you never fucking know. You know what I mean? People be on the sideline looking with the side eye. He pretty much wanted to come clean and, you know, move from there. I guess because she asked him about it, and, you know, he didn't want to be like, yeah, I'm smashing the cheeks and woo, you know what I mean? And so he lied. And then I guess now before the proposal, he comes clean, and now it's a trust issue. And, you know, I'm as somebody that's, you know, been married before, been in relationships before, not that many, you know what I mean? But still can speak to, you know, once the trust is gone, he's gonna say after the love is gone. No, after the trust is gone, or the trust is broken and it starts to deteriorate and break up, then it's hard to get that back, and you will be jumping through fucking hula hoop after hula hoop after hula hoop after hula hoop, like Charles Barkley. You know what I mean? Pandering ass is like it keeps refreshing and refreshing and refreshing, and you're gonna have to keep doing the song and dance. And so that's why it's best to say, for instance, cheating, like he did, or was fucking with somebody, ladies, or like ladies, gentlemen, and lowlifes, right? Like lowlifes in the back. If you are gonna accept your spouse back after cheating, you know what I mean? Derek Jackson, The Dark Knight, and you gonna, you know, live long enough until you become the fucking villain, even if you was the hero. You either accept and forgive, you either forgive and accept and move on for the betterment of both of y'all. Because if you don't get over it and you don't really forgive, you just saying that for out of fear of losing him, losing her, or whatever the case may be, then you just fucking, you know what I mean? Like, although that person may have done, obviously, the initial to, you know, break holes in your relationship, you're only going to add on to it. I'm just not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying if you don't forgive and move on, you're only going to add to the downfall of the relationship. And after a while, it's going to be a wrap for y'all. And it's just a fucking waste of time. And so, according to him, he was like trying to just come clean, and she just couldn't handle it. But, you know, with that being said, we never really heard his side. And although you may have, you know, come to your own conclusions, your own assumptions, a lot of people in the comments of the video, and I can't think of the chick, I can't think of her fucking page. A lot of people in the comments was like, you know, the people from the islands we already knew. You know, she's an island gal, you know what I mean? And so Caribbean queen, like, you know what I mean? Billy Ocean. All right, if that's true, then we know what it is. He just didn't spaz out. He just didn't wild out. And he like, yeah, she faked like she threw the keys out the car. Then when he got out the car to go look for it in the neighbor's yard and all that, she on the bat line. You know what I mean? Like, you know, somebody help me, somebody help me. He trying to kill me. And, you know, now that she's with ASAP Rocky, Harlem, stand up. Like, stand up. Ludacris, stand up. Shouts to the A-Mall. You know what I mean? The ASAP Rocky Mall. Shouts to them. See, he got his new liquor and shit. While I was going to get my little 1-2s and all that. I think he got some Mercy and some shit he got. He got the liquor now. Everybody got liquor. They trying to sell you some shit. I wonder how he feel about this shit. Hearing, you know, and obviously they was younger. You know what I mean? Put this on silent. They was younger, 19, 18, or, you know what I mean? Now they grown. And she grown, obviously, you know, that's his fiance, that's her fiance, ASAP Rocky I'm talking about. They got their baby, baby came into the world, blessings, on blessings, healthy, and with all the functions and all that, and it's back to reality. How do you hearing that? You know what I mean? Does that stick out? Because people say people don't change much. They just, they mature and however they are. You know what I mean? And there's no judgment over here. I got my opinion. I never thought it was one sided. Pretty much that's what I'm boiling down to. I never thought it was just like, oh, he just wild out, beat the shit out of her, bust her whole face open and all that. I always thought it was like, I mean, she did something and it was vice, and they both contributed to the toxic, relationship. Even though when you hear his side, like he was trying to come clean, like gave her the phone. A lot of guys don't play that. A lot of women don't play that. You see skits and shit on the internet now where, people taking the phone, running in the bathroom, or just doing stuff with the phone. And you give me your phone, I give you my phone, and shit like that. And he gave her the phone, and the chick that came to that night when the shit happened, he didn't know she was going to be there or whatever. He told her, like, yo, listen, honey, I'm never coming home. Like, tell the kids I love him, or some Harlem Night shit. Like, he told her, like, yo, I'm good now. I'm good. Like, I'm good. Can't fuck with you no more. Let's cut the ties. And obviously it didn't really work out. You know what I mean? Let's talk about some other shit though. Let's move on and let's talk about Cardi B. Real quick. You know what I mean? Real quick. Only because she allegedly, maybe kind of sort of came out and said that she removed 95%, that's pretty much damn near all of it, of her, ass shots and her assets in the back door, you know what I mean? And I said, oh, word, I was looking at the pictures and shit. She's still so thick and voluptuous, and obviously she got thicker over the years from stripping in the strip club and, being a household name now, being, famous and being, that chick. So that's why we loved her, fell in love with her for the authenticity of her just being ratchet and real, and that's why we fucked with her on Love and Hip Hop. Then she came out with BouT Black, and it was like, bloody shoes and bloody moves, and we loved her. And obviously she got stuff done, and you think of Little Kim, you think of the fucking Nicki Minaj's, and when Remy Ma was going at her, like, for 90 days you was on the ass plane. You know what I mean? And you couldn't even sit down, and your shit was leaking, and it's just horrible. We see the stories, we see the videos, we see the news clips. The shit is spinning in the clip. Shout outs to, Don Laxey, like shit is spinning in the clip, and we see women, unfortunately, having some raw deals, like like having some raw deals when it comes to BBLs and getting ass shots and getting that body that you desire, that you crave, so men can look at you, so women can look at you. And, I real quick, because it's my show, shout outs to me for that. Pop up his TV, hit the subscribe button. It was on what is it, The Twilight Zone. Dude losing his hair. I ain't got no haircut this week. We ain't going nowhere. We just hoping that we here for 2023 when 2022 is over. Like, real lay low, keep firing, keep praying. You know what I mean? Hoping we here for next year, inshallah. You know what I mean? So we just been real low with it. Anyway, Twilight Zone, the guy's going ball and shit. He meet some wizard, somebody. Like they got now the Bosley and all that shit. I'm bringing this up to bring back to the women that get the BBLs, or you want the body you desire. You got to be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And in this particular episode of The Twilight Zone, or maybe it was Tales from the Crypt or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm from that era. Anyway, the guy gets the hair shit. He's like, I'm telling you, however it goes. I'm paraphrasing how it goes down. Whether he didn't believe him initially or he believed him, I'm telling you, just buy my shit or whatever. So he took the pill or did what he had to do and, you know, start growing hair. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe 2 days, one little hair. As the days go on in the show, half an hour show, right? Yeah, half an hour show. Start getting hair, getting compliments, getting this swag back, getting this confidence back. You know, it's like what's that shit they be advertising? Doug Flutie and the other baseball dude, Hank or whatever. Bless me, alhamdulillah. And she'll love it too. She'll like it too. Like your testosterone is down. Your testosterone is down, and she'll like it too. Funny ass commercials. I mean, sex sells. He started getting little compliments, get his little swagger back. Like, I got my swagger back. They said I killed the man. Well, I guess I got the dagger back. It's a whole reference. But then one morning he wake up and his fucking hair, like one hair on his tongue. And as the days go on and go on, all of a sudden this nigga's a fucking hairball. Hair everywhere. Nigga turned into a tree. And so, ladies, gentlemen, and low life for the niggas that's getting your stomach tucked in and your back chiseled and all that. You know what I mean? I'm being funny, but I'm not. Be careful what you ask the Lord for, what you wish for. You know, the Sierra prayer. You praying the Sierra prayer, but you super toxic yourself, trying to call the next man a narcissist and shit. And y'all funny. Be careful, because you just might get it. And so, as an entertainer, as a celebrity, Cardi B, that is, not me, hit the subscribe button, Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. That's a fact. How do y'all view this shit now? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, because you double dutching, you in, you out. We don't know, like, you know what I mean, how many, you don't know how to motherfucking count your books in spades. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't really know. You in, you out, and what example does it pay? And is the work, and is it too late? Like, is it too late, baby? Now it's too late. But we really did try to make it. And you got all these other women following you, following the Nia Lees, and you know, all these women that get that shit done. You know what I mean? I was about to say Chrisette Michelle, but I'm really thinking of K Michelle. You know what I mean? Then you take the shit out, and can you really take it out? And then what's the lingering effects? So again, you know, as a man, I'm glad I don't got to go through that shit. That's just saying. 2, I wouldn't do that shit anyway. It's just like, it's just too much work. It's just too much. I accept with who I am. I think, you know, the Most High make us all the way we are so that we can admire and appreciate the differences in us. You slim, you know what I mean? You slim thick. You regular slim. You thick and curvy. You not thick and curvy. Like, you big chested. You not. You long, I mean? Like, you dark skin with the Barry White voice. You light skin with the, you know what I mean? Like, it's just different flavors and different, you know, variations of the human race. And instead of despising and hating what's different, we can admire. And then also, instead of trying to imitate and do and look like Lauryn Hill said, like, you know what I mean? Nails done by Koreans, fake hair by Dominicans. Come again. You looking crazy. Shit crazy. And I'm just glad all I gotta do is just put some motherfucking Vaseline on, get the shape up, get the haircut, and I'm good. Like, I'm good. Glad I don't gotta do all. I seen this chick when I was coming from the gym earlier. You know what I mean? You up or you stay down. I mean, I just got mine in today. That's a fact. You up or you stay down. Y'all seen the little short. Almost 7,000. Yeah, kid. You up or you stay down. Got mine in today. Yeah, I got mine in today. It's the only way.
So you up or you
do that shit from the bottom up. You know what I mean? Shout out to my nigga Gray, shout out to my nigga, you know what I mean, Majors, you know what I mean, Brasco money. Yeah, you up or you stay down. I got mine in today, man. Do it the right way and try to be a positive influence. But again, if you are one of those who's not satisfied, who want the best of the best, and you're the best around, nothing's ever gonna keep you down. Like, you the fucking best, you the baddest, and you look like a million other motherfuckers that trying, that you duplicating this shit. You all look the same. All of you. There's no differentiation. You can't even tell. You know what I mean? Like how they be putting the mask on motherfuckers, like mask on, and they be giving you shit to taste, Paul, you know what I mean? Like shit tastes like Bunningtons, you know what I mean? And grapefruits, strawberry daiquiris. I'm being funny, but I'm not. And, they're like, what's this? And what's this? Pepsi or it's Coke or it's chocolate, you know what I mean? Yeah, you got to be careful with that shit because you just might get what you get. But for people like her that push, make it look cool, make it look slick, make it look fly, then you do a 180, you switch it up, and now you're taking that shit out your ass. And what about the chicks that was following you? Right. Let's talk about some other shit. Let's talk about Megan Thee Stallion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's talk about Megan Thee Stallion. And how this Tory Lane versus, not Megan Thee Stallion versus the state. It's the state versus Tory Lanez, pretty much. He's the defendant. And, without the he say, she, like he say, she say, they be getting money. He say, she say, they be looking bummy. He say, she say, they be talking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all niggas looking hungry. And that's a Popovich reference. Yeah, you know what I mean? Bombs on the beat. The friend comes out, the best friend. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I ain't been following that shit. I ain't been tuned in. I seen a couple of clips and I'm hearing some of the, the early buzz that's coming out. Like, it's looking good for him. It's not looking good for her. Her best friend is saying XYZ and y'all was fighting. There's more residue on her, none on him. And you know how Megan was a little, a little wavy. You know what I mean? Like, she was a little wavy. Let's toast to that. She was a little wavy. When you drink, be responsible. Don't drink and drive. Don't do dumb shit. Control your shit. Be an adult. She was a little wavy. We hear rumblings. We hear things in the background, like in the back office, that she has behavior like this before. And I don't fucking know. I know when the pandemic was going on, we was outside working out. Shout out to the bar master. Shout out to my brother Giant. You know what I mean? May Allah keep blessing you and your family. When I heard this shit, I said, nah. I said, Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion? Like, you know what I mean? We working outside like we in the yard up top. You know what I mean? And I just was like, damn, that shit don't sound right. That shit doesn't sound right as a rapper, as a male. You shoot Megan Thee Stallion? I said, nah. But I said, if it does come to the light that this shit is true, throw that nigga under the jail. Like, throw that ninja under the jail. This is 2 years ago, whenever it was. We outside working out, hitting the ball. Shout outs to Gray. Shout outs to Bombs on the beat. Fast forward. You know what I mean? Gag order on him. She coming out saying shit and woo-dee-woo and ah. Now it's time to challenge. Now it's time to tap dance. Bill Cosby, challenge. It's time for you to show and prove. Show those receipts. So some of these little clips and shit that's spinning in a clip that I've been seeing, it's not looking good. It's not looking like somebody was truthful, honorable, and telling it like it is. Or even trying to protect themselves. Like you trying to throw an innocent man under the bus to go to jail, and that's not cool. Ladies, like where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Shit not cool. So you hear the best friend get on the stand, plead the fifth. Not like Nino Brown, like, know what I mean? Kareem Akbar. If I'm going down, I'm taking all you motherfuckers with me. CNB. Friend comes out like, I don't know about all that dance, bitch. Like, bands will make her dance. Bands will make her dance. Bands will make her dance. Like, nah. She like, I don't know where that came from. And you hear how, she was a little wavy. Max B. Shout out to Max B. Shout out to Charlie Rock. My block, 42nd, 142nd, Crime Square. Shout out to everybody from the block. You know what I mean? Shout out to Unc too, you know what I mean? Lou I'm talking about. He always on the bat line. Shout out to Lou. Shout out to all the real ones, all the real rights. Like, you know what I mean? R.I.P. the real ones too. Do you ever think about when you out of here, right? You out of here? Your record deal, video, all the shit you doing, out of here? So with some lawyer from New some other people, obviously, going over the play-by-play with the trial shit. And again, it's coming out that they wanted to leave in Tory car, even though the bouncer or Tory bodyguards, whatever, was putting their bags and shit in their car. Like, while he trying to chill with Kylie, you know what I mean? Like, Kylie chill. Like, one of the niggas said on Fat Joe song, like, we got Kylie and Tiger in the house. Like, we living life. You know what I mean? Pulled up in the big boy yacht with the big boy, you know what I mean? Too many parents sleep that make the big boys watch. That's my joint right there. That's one of my favorite songs by Fat Joe. Like, you know what I mean? We living life. We got Kyla and Tiger. I don't know what that got to do with the song, but I think that's pretty much why I like the song too. The intro was crazy. How you got the sound like an Arabian type dude, just like we got Tiger and Kylie in the house. We living life, and that's how the song start. Like, what song starts like that? Like, we got Tiger and Kylie in the house. So I thought that was one of the most craziest intros to like a song. But anyway, we see that he's chilling. Like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all go that way. Like Pun said, go that way. I'ma chill here in the pool and chill with Kylie. So they left, but Megan forgot her shoe, and all of a sudden, all right, it's 12 o'clock, and you motherfucking Cinderella, and now you gotta go get your glass slipper. Like, you can't make this shit up. You cannot make it up. And so now they go back to the crib. Kylie gotta throw these bitches out, and a fight ensues or whatever. And what sounds like, and what's probably gonna come to light to be, is that her friend popped her. Now, wasn't an accident? I'm sure it could have been. And fortunately for her, that it was, and it wasn't no body, like it wasn't nothing crazy. I don't think he shot her. I don't think it's gonna come out that he shot her. And the thing is, if what I'm saying is true and what a lot of people assume to be the case, what should be the motherfucking penalty for Megan? Good, like Craig, you ain't gotta lie. Meg, you ain't gotta lie. What should be the penalty? You try to ruin this man. You try to take his whole livelihood and, you know what I mean, put the gag order, you know what I mean, like less nagging, more gag, like, you know what I mean, like you put the gag order. I'm being funny, but I'm not. Fellas know what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Try to ruin him. And you can argue, I'll argue, that since this whole ordeal popped off, when I first heard the news and we was outside working out, you know what I mean, right by Harlem Hospital to be exact, with the bar and all that shit outside. And they're like, yo, Megan got shot. I'm like, yo, word, Megan got shot by who? Tory Lanez? Like, I'm like, nah, famo, nah. And then I'm like, damn, if he did this, he would be the stupidest. Like, how stupid and how low could you get to be a rapper shooting a female rapper over some, like, how the story just didn't sell. I couldn't even, comprehend it. You know what I mean? Like, no comprende. Like, no comprende, mama. No comprende. You know speaking of English? No, I'm speaking of English. But you know what I'm talking about, though. I said, damn. Are y'all gonna hold her accountable? You got women online. No bullshit, because you can't make this shit up. Like the lie detector determines, that shit is a lie. Women on the internet, and I'm not shocked and amazed when you put the beat on. Rest in peace, Bismarck. Like, when you put the beat on, you will be shocked and amazed. No, I'm not shocked and I'm not amazed when you put the beat on. Saying that even if he didn't shoot her, 52 blocking that shit, Bruce Lee, even if he didn't shoot her, he should have protected her because she was a black woman and he was a black man. What? What? Are you serious? No, you dead ass. And I get that you dead ass, and that makes this even crazier. Like, this shit is crazy, crazy. Shit crazy. How the fuck he supposed to protect her? He was trying to protect her by sending her drunk ass up out of there so he can finagle his situation. Like, you know what I mean? If that's the case, who the fuck are you, like, to come back and get your glass slipper? I just find that all the way crazy. And to prove some of the rhetoric, real quick, Joe Buttons, he had something to say about this shit. A lot of people, excuse me, don't like what he had to say about this shit. Megan Thee Stallion, that is. He pretty much said he don't like her. She did some horrible things. This is his words, not mine. To some good people that he know personally. And, you know, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But then he like, I don't know her personally. She's probably a good person. But some of the stuff that she has done is not honorable. And then you got a lot of women in the comments like, yo, how you saying she did shit and you don't know her? And it's like, we don't know people personally to know that they did some fucked up shit, or it came out and it's to be proven through credible sources that they did some foul, fucked up, whack shit. Come on, like, the delusion and the fucking code and the protection of some of this shit is like, this shit was ridiculous. But when you put the beat on, I'm not shocked and amazed. On the contrary, I already know what it is, so I move accordingly. But anyway, this is Joe Biden's words.
Dislike the girl. So let me be clear to the audience. That has nothing to do with this case or Tory Lanez. For me personally, I've seen this woman do horrible things to some really great people that I have long-standing relationships with in this industry. So I'm biased. Like, you can't just treat my friends and people I with and people I've seen in this game for 15 years a certain way. That aside, I'm talking about her and what she's chosen to do professionally. I want to be clear, I don't know her as a person. She could be amazing, but there's a lot to deal with when you sign, and a lot happens fast. I stand in my dislike with a girl. So let me be clear to the audience, that has nothing to do with this case or Tory Lanez. For me personally, I've seen... All
right, so let's just check out the comments real quick, right? Joe, please, we done seen you do horrible things to some really good people, like Tahiri. People was throwing that out there, like he beat his pregnant girlfriend, shit like that. I'm not a super Megan fan, but how you say you seen her do things, but you don't know her? Now, obviously, when he say seen, you don't mean physically, like you was standing right there because, you know, like the dick was in the ass, like you gay, or you know what I mean, like locked up and shit. People put snitch and gay and, you know, certain things on, and people be like, nah, you got slander unless you know what I mean, like you was standing right there, you seen shit go down. So I get that part. But if he talking about his friends, so it's hearsay based through them that she did some things. And again, you don't got to know people on a personal level to know that they not a good person. Come on, there's plenty of politicians, plenty of people, you know, in government, plenty of police officers. You don't know them personally, but when you see them, pow, pow, oh, but you black, you don't got to know them personally to look and see their demeanor, see how they act, see how they fucking doing what they doing on their job, to know that they a piece of shit. Come on, like, you know what I mean? Let's cut the foolishness out, and the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. Like, come on, let's cut the shit. So how did you see it? I mean, I might be on some slow bus right now. Yeah, you on a slow bus, and I know that person. I'm not going to say their name. You know, they be showing you the people who you follow and shit. I'm on Instagram right now. You know what I mean? So it's on Tasha K. He is talking about EJ and Tiana Taylor and Nikki, as we spoke about on my live earlier with Queen Nikki. I've seen this woman do really horrible things. Also, I don't know her personally. You ain't got to know somebody personally to know that they did some fucked up shit. Like the dude that, you know, this is random. This just pops up because, but you black in the black community and mental health and whatever you claim and how you view it in Harlem when a dude killed his baby moms who was 9 months pregnant. You don't know him, do you? Right, you don't know him, right? But he did some horrible things. Right. You don't know George Zimmerman, do you? Right, but he did some horrible things. You don't know the fucking cop that stood on George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes, do you? Right, but he did some horrible things. You don't know the lady in the Bronx who killed her 2 boys, one 3 years old, one I think 13 months old or 15 months old, horrible things. Right. You don't know the people that killed Junior in the Bronx, right? But they did some horrible things. So, I mean, miss me with the dumb shit. Like, I get it. Social media, TikTok, ladies keep talking, and it's all for sale. You just giving us game, putting us on the shit that, you know, maybe people thought didn't exist or they don't believe shit stunk. And then when you see that shit on TikTok, it's like, oh, this shit is crazy. Shit crazy. Right. It never amazed me, and I'm not shocked and amazed. Didn't he beat a baby out of one of his exes and also broke Tahiri's ribs before? Yeah, sir. This one out, Joe. I don't understand why men feel the need to talk about women. It's weird. It's not weird for men to talk about women, just like it's not weird for women to talk about men. Nobody's exempt from being held accountable. I was about to say Megan Good. You know what I mean? Like Megan Good. Megan Thee Stallion is not up here where we can't hold her accountable for the fuckery that she's involved in, for the shit that she's doing. She ain't exempt. You ain't exempt. Nobody's exempt. You know what I mean? Like the chicks that killed Shaquilla in Mexico, and I might have said the name wrong. Shaquilla Robinson, I believe the name was. We can talk about them. We can talk about the white OnlyFans, and I can't think of her name. Her name don't even deserve to be mentioned. You know what I mean? Like, mention your names at all. Like, you know what I mean? Give you no fucking props. Killed the black brother. Oh, but you black. And a lot of sisters was like, yeah, you know, you dealing with the other side. And, you know, that's another topic when you dealing outside of your race. You know, what they call it, swirling. You know what I mean? You swimming in them jungles. Tarzan, you swinging through the jungle. Do what you do. Love who you love. Be happy. You know what I mean? Like, it's your life, Mary J. But men can talk about women. I mean, why is that weird for us? Like when whether it's on a platform, and obviously Joe has his own podcast, he get paid, he employ people, to my knowledge. He's gonna have an opinion. But you can't take the fact that men have an opinion. I think that's you know, I'm not shocked that you think that. These black men are running to social media on fire, waiting to tear down black women. Then when we say we good on black men, we wrong. How is he running to tear down black women? And he just said he didn't like it. He heard that she did some foul shit to his friends. How's that? I don't understand that. She is lying, possibly, maybe, kind of, sort of. And in a few days, the truth shall come to the light. But if she is you going to have the same energy? I don't think that you are. And that's the whack part. But again, this is the day and age that we're living in. So I'm not shocked. You know what I mean? Definitely not shocked at all. I'm not shocked at all. I ain't shocked at all. Let's listen to some shit real quick. You know what I mean? Not shocked and amazed at all. It's my shit right here. Up or you stay down.
Nah, bro, up.
Let's talk about this other shit though.
I go with mom.
You up or you stay down. And this one is
You up or you stay down.
I'm well versed. I know better now. When you know better, you do better. You know, you do better. Hopefully, fortunately, for yourself and your family and your community. You know, and a lot of us make mistakes. I'll be the first to raise my hand. I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? Like, I got shit with me. This is not a confession, but it just is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? I've been taking my time. You up or you stay down? I'm not perfect. That's the bottom line. When it comes to this GuNNa shit, I was playing in the beginning when I'm like, yo, Kareem Akbar, he is the true leader of the CNB. Let's take a pause for a minute. They call me bummy.
Nowadays, you can take a look and tell I ain't gonna play around.
You up or you stay down.
You up or you stay down.
You up or you stay down.
If you roll up in the streets, then you know until you up or you stay down.
You up or you stay down.
Tell them you gonna play around till you up or you stay down.
You know me.
Cause you see the
TV, see me in that band.
Listen, people. When you knowingly do something criminally, you break the law. Your circumstances was bad, you had it hard. You know what I mean? Like Ho said, Ho went through that. So hopefully you wouldn't have to go through that. You was raised in the projects with roaches and rat smokers out back selling your mama sofa. We get it. That's not what it is now. That's what it was. Crack era. You jumped in the streets. You had to do what you had to do to feed your family. Like they said, you know, they was gonna kill me. Who was gonna kill you? Miss Hawkins, the CNB. And in this case, it's the YSL or whatever the fuck they call themselves. The rap niggas, the rap ninjas. You know, GuNNa, you know what I mean? With Chris Breezy, we was talking about him earlier. And you liking what you see. He got out. He got out. Like 6ix9ine got out, like Bobby Shmurda got out, but, you know, under different circumstances. And, you know, his lawyer is saying that he didn't incriminate nobody. He didn't do anything to hurt nobody. And if I'm not mistaken, I did see the video and the clip, spinning in the clip, where Young Thug's sister is even saying that he didn't do nothing to hurt them. So, you know, the clip I seen, they asked him like, yo, is YSL a gang? And he is like, yes. And, you know, I don't think that him saying yes is like, oh, now that's definitely, we know it's a gang. They already fucking knew it was a gang. Come on. Like, they already knew that. And, you know, you can say, nah, they didn't. And his stamp of approval was the stamp that said, oh, no, this is a gang. No, they knew that shit. They knew that. They knew it, they knew it, they knew it, and they fucking knew it. Should he have said that? My thing is, people play the telling game to try to help their people. This is what his lawyer is saying. That he said some things that shouldn't have been said to the general public and the people that don't know no better. But he didn't do anything to hurt Young Thug. So in the court of law, like if he didn't do anything to hurt him, it's all right, cool. But is that really what happened? They asked him about, you know what I mean, if you're saying you know they're a gang and you know that they conspire to do certain things, then yeah, you telling, bro. You're telling. You was involved in some shit that if you got caught for, it's like, oh, they didn't catch me. Come on out, y'all, they caught us. And, you know, you see crews, people that's down when they run the RICO law on you. Because they're going to run in it. And it seems like they running this racketeer RICO law on just any and everybody. Especially the people that look like me and you. Oh, but you black. Marcy Projects, Tompkins, right across the street. Like, they ran up to Tompkins and taught them dudes to trust. Wagner, you know what I mean? And the Bronx and Edomore and all this shit. And all these fucking projects in these ghettos. They going to get young black men. Young black kings to be, or however you view them. Snatching them up, swooping them all up in one big swoop. And you up or you stay down. And some of them don't got nothing to do with that shit. And some of them probably do. To the degree that they know that some shit went down. But they ain't put the hit out. They ain't got the guns. They ain't involved in it like that. They just know about it. I mean, somebody's going to know something. People are going to talk within the circles that they running in. So you're going to hear some shit. But you really just there. You know what I mean? Like, should you go to the police and tell and then get in, and then you got to deal with the shit? And I know, you know, stop snitching and niggas snitching. And if you a civilian, then it's not the same. And obviously this is what keeps the community down. Oh, but you black. people that's running in the community, eroding the community, fucking the community up. And I played a part. Yeah, I played a part. Not gonna act like I didn't. At one point in time, wasn't a tribal leader. We hear you over there on them other channels. I did my shit. A lot of people, you know, figure it out, right or wrong, however you view it. The point is, it's still bad. It's still detrimental to the community. People still, younger people still view you, still look at you, still look up to you. Like Hov said. You know what I mean? If I would have been a doctor, my nephews would grow up to do the same. But since I grew up in the game and my influence is the same and my therapy is music, they ask, are you ashamed? And I could walk in the hallway with mirrors on both sides and be so satisfied when I look myself in the eyes. No shame. No, sir. Just big boats. I'm tearing the coast up. Like, there's no shame when I look in the mirror. I did what I did, and, you know, I've grown from that. I'm matured from that. That's pretty much what he's saying. And, you know, as an uncle, as a big brother, as somebody in the community that's about that life, like, you ain't about that life? You ain't about that life? No, some people really are about that life. You looking at them like they got the answers. Like Nipsey Hussle said. Like, they looking at me because they think I know the way. Like, you know what I mean? I got a show today, but they looking at me because they think that I know the way. You know what I mean? And so they follow you on the street shit, on the thug shit, on the gangster shit, on the hustling shit, on the robbing shit, on whatever it is, on the drug dopey shit. They follow you. You know what I mean? And then you lead them down the wrong path. And when you're doing crime with people, obviously, the rule is you're not supposed to tell. Never. Right? Like, you're going to do 100 days on the sun, and they got to burn a hole in your tongue like Meek Mill and Ryan. That 2 years he did, I think I wanted to be free. Like, free is when they ain't controlling what you see. Free is when I see. Right. You want to be free. Like the fucking commercial for those 2 years or whatever. And I'm not saying that he should have went back for that probation, but I'm just saying, he said, before I snitch, they got to burn a hole in my tongue. I do 100 days of some shit on the sun. You know, that shit sound fly. Niggas be telling like a motherfucker. Niggas be telling and singing like a motherfucker. That shit on the Liquid Swords album. The nigga was telling. Let's find that shit real quick. The Genius. No, not Genesis. Genius. Spelled that shit wrong. Where that shit at? Genius. There we go. What's all these other people keep coming up? Liquid Swords. Here we go. The Joe. You know why? Because they spell it G-Z-Y. I mean, G-Z-A. And this is one of my favorite skits on the album. His brain was infected with devils.
And he was the Shogun's decapitator.
I don't want to get to the
heads of 131 lords.
131 lords.
It was a bad time for the empire. The Shogun just stayed inside his castle, and he never came out.
His first album, man, right here. What is it? War Reports?
His brain was infected by devils.
Well, nigga was singing his ass off.
Father would come home, he'd forget about the...
No.
Yo, shorty, yo, that's my woman. Oh, y'all smell when y'all piss now. Y'all think y'all...
Yeah, we gonna find this skit that I want to find. I don't know what y'all talking about. It's my show. Popovich, hit the subscribe button. Where's that shit they singing? He was like niggas down there singing like a fucking bird. Oh.
Here we go.
No, this is not it either. Crooked Crownsters.
Yeah. Hey, yo, shorty. Yo, that's my word. Oh.
I had a bad dream.
Oh, I think this is it right here.
Don't be afraid. Bad dreams are only
Bad dreams, only bad dreams.
What a time you chose to be born.
No, that's not it either though. But it's cold, cold world. It is a cold, cold world. When you down with somebody, you running with somebody, a clique or a crew, y'all get caught, y'all get wrapped up, and then the whole organization falls down because of one or two individuals they tell. So did he tell or did he not tell? And the street code, as far as what the lawyer is saying, definitely told. How could he not? The sister, although the sister is saying it's not hurting him, you still saying, yo, we was a gang, even though I don't think he had to say that for them to know that they was a gang. But the other stuff you're saying as far as the criminal acts, once you say that you got knowledge or you know what I mean, you aware of some of the, you know, the stuff that went on that's criminal, then you tell them. That's just what it is. And, you know, the streets ain't for everybody. And even nowadays, like, I mean, come on, when you see rappers, you know, the 6ix9ines and, you know, just people just telling in general that's supposed to be down with something, not civilians. It ain't no love, it ain't no loyalty, it's no loyalty to none of that shit. So if you get caught up in the matrix, you know what I mean, you going down. You're gonna go down and you're gonna go down hard and fast. And is it really worth it? That's what you gotta ask yourself, and it's not. Let's get into these motherfucking picks. How long we been rocking? Almost an hour. Oh, before we get into the picks, right? As you can see, I had all 3 NFL games right today. So you got the Colts getting 3.5. You got motherfucking Baltimore. You had a Cleveland minus 2.5 at home against Baltimore. And then you got Miami at Buffalo. Did I snapshot the picture? And I think I showed y'all last week as well. Anytime you see the public all heavy, all googly eye over one particular team, go the other way. And most likely, you're going to win. And in this particular case, you see Buffalo, 75%, minus 7.5. Oh, no, sir. Buffalo, money line, even though they did squeak it out money line. Anytime you see where the public is heavy leaning on one side, you go the other. You just have to. But this is why I want to say sports is rigged. Sports is manipulated, adjusted. Players might be down. They might not be down. You never can pinpoint the exact spot, you know, when it happens. And sometimes you can. So, NBA, right? Today, you had the Memphis Grizzlies going against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So they played 2 times already this year. Memphis won by 21, 123 to 102. And they won by 11, 121 to 110. That's with OKC best player in the game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They played today. He's not playing, but the same people for Memphis Grizzlies is playing today. And they beat the Memphis Grizzlies 115-109. At one point, they was up by 26 points. How is that even possible? How is that possible that a team beat one team when they had their best player on the court by 21 and 11? Then when he's not playing right, because he didn't play today, he got a wrist injury, he hurt himself, and you up by 26, 27 points? What? Crazy, crazy, shit crazy. The LA Rams, last week, Baker Mayfield woke up feeling dangerous. Fresh off the plane to the LA Rams, playing against whoever the fuck they played against. Who the Rams played? The fucking Rams played last week. The Raiders. And Baker Mayfield win the game. No preparation. Don't know the playbook. Don't know the players. Get thrust in after, you know what I mean? Like in mid to second quarter, some shit like that. Oh, because this shit is scripted. Unlike Popovich TV, which is unscripted, authentic, live, and fucking rolling. Right. Shit is scripted, bro. And this shit is mapped out. And although you can't prove it on all of the games, like just certain things stick out and you say, nah. Everybody was on Buffalo today, and everybody was on Minnesota Vikings today, and that's why we had Indianapolis -3.5. Sorry, Indianapolis +3.5. All right, let's talk about football. Let's talk about the games. Let's talk about the games. Last week, week 14, wasn't a great week. I'm not gonna lie. It was 13 games. We went 5 out of 13, so 5 and 8. 5 wins, 8 losses. Out of the locks, though, we went 3 and 3. And that's all that really matters to me. Like, that's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me. I want my people to be free, to be free, to be free. Shout out to Most Def. You know what I mean? Out of the locks, we went 3 and 3, so we didn't lose. And thus, the 5 and 8 record brings our total record for the season to 107-99. So we 8 games above 500 still. So let's be clear. 8 games above 500. And welcome to the best damn gambling show on the internet. Shout out to Jay Lawson. Shout out to John Lawson. That's my little fake competition. And as far as the locks, we 44 and 38. So we still 6 games above 500. So if you betting $5 a game, you $30 profit for the season. You're not losing. That's a good thing. Well, let's get to it, man. Saturday night vibes. It's Saturday morning right now. Some tough games this week. I'm not even going to lie. So my picks may be a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. Let's get to it. First game, Atlanta at New Orleans. Who that? Who that? Who that said they're going to beat them Saints? Saints -4. Played the first game of the season. Saints was losing. Saints came back at the end of the game and won 26-27 by 1 at Atlanta. Mariota was playing. Jameis Winston was playing. It's a whole new ball game this week. Saints got a chance, although it's an outside chance, that they could get in the playoffs. Brady and them looking a little shaky, a little nervous. I like Atlanta to cover the spread. I think New Orleans will win. I'm going to go with Atlanta with that 4. I think it's going to be a close division game. Next game, Pittsburgh at Carolina Panthers. Sam Darnold and them boys, not. Sam Darnold giving 3. Pittsburgh on the road. They just lost to, and who they lost to? They had a chance to win 3 in a row. They lost to the Ravens. Last week we had the Ravens as a lock. We don't know if it's going to be Pickett or it's going to be, what's this dude's name? Mitch Trubisky. If it's Mitch Trubisky, then I'm going to go with Carolina. And I know this is Saturday night, so the games is starting tomorrow, and we went 3-0 today. Let's be clear. I like Pittsburgh with the 3. I think it's going to be a close defensive game. Obviously, the over and under is 37.5. I just got to go with Pittsburgh. I'm going to go with Mike Tomlin to bounce back. Sam Darnold, trash. And even though the Carolina Panthers got a good defense, I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. Next game, Philadelphia Eagles 12-1 at Chicago Bears 3-10. Bears getting 8.5. Eagles play Dallas next week. Dallas talking this Eagles bullshit. They got to play Jacksonville. Eagles has got the right approach. Like, we focusing on Chicago. We not focusing on Chicago Michael Parsons. You know what I mean? Talking all that smack. I think the Eagles win and cover. I mean, the Eagles, Chicago was trash. I think the Eagles should win and cover. I don't think they're going to overlook Chicago. I think they're going to go out and win and then go play Dallas next week. So no real rhyme or reason. I like Chicago. I like the Eagles. Next game, Patrick Mahomes coming off that scare at Denver. Russell Wilson let Russ cook. Took that big spill. At first, it was looking like it was going to be a blowout, and Russell Wilson kept the team in the game. Was going in to even to tie the game, not take the lead. And end up getting hit on the head, getting hit hard, getting the speed now, looking like Martin Lawrence. I'm being funny, but I'm not. Then the backup came in, looked okay, wasn't going to win the game at all. And now this week, they playing Houston. Houston could have. Well, they had a chance to beat Dallas last week. Dallas was minus 17.5, and they didn't cover. We had Dallas last week. We was wrong. Kansas City, could they win by 14.5? Yes, they could, but I don't think they are. I don't think they are. Who do they play next week? Kansas City. Let's just take a look ahead. Their next two games is Seahawks, Broncos, and the Ravens. And the Raiders. They got a chance to close out and be. I don't see them losing. They might finish out the schedule 4-0. So therefore, that would be 14-3. I like Texans to cover the spread. I think obviously Kansas City is going to win. I'm not really gassed off Dallas. Dallas got a better D. Kansas City defense is a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. And I'm going to go with Houston back-to-back with the points, even though last week I did take Dallas. Next game, Dallas Cowboys at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars getting 4. Dallas, they already talking about the Eagles. Well, really, I don't think they were talking about the Eagles. I think it was just Michael Parsons on the Von Miller show talking about Hurts. Is he the MVP? Is it system? Is it players? And woo. And it's a little bit of both. Like Von Miller said, obviously he's doing his part and the team is doing their part. They got a good team. And football is the ultimate team sport. I don't think they're looking past the opponent now that, Philly put them on to what they put them on to. I think they cover the spread. I like Dallas to cover, to win and to cover. I think they win by 7. Only small trepidation is, Doug Peterson was coaching in the NFC East on the Philadelphia Eagles. So you play Dallas twice a year. So you're familiar with the personnel. You kind of familiar with, that division. So when you come out and you play them now, it's like, all right, we kind of know you, but you really don't know us. I'm going to still go with Dallas. I sound kind of shaky right now about that. How about this? How about we go with Jacksonville, Dallas to cover. We changing our pick, Jacksonville at home. We're going to go with Jacksonville. Next game, New York Jets at home, -1, like number 1. 1-1-1. Going against Detroit Lions, a.k.a. Holly Berry. Holly Berry. Holly Berry. We love Holly Berry, especially on the Season Sports app commercials. Make me feel good. Make her feel good. Holly Berry, Jared Goff, 6-7, playing at the New York Jets, 7-6. No, what's his name? Michael White or whatever his name is. Mike White. Ribs is a little hurting. Not cleared to play. So guess who comes back in the fold? All right. Zach Wilson. Not playing. I'm sure they knew before we knew. So he got the reps. Is the team going to really rally around him? Is Detroit going to continue to win? Like win, 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 win. Fuck anything else. Win, 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 win. These niggas ain't shit, mommy. Win, 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 win. Stop chasing that bitch. Win, 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 win. They won 2 in a row. They beat Jacksonville 40-14. They beat the Vikings 34-23. Could they beat the Jets? Jets got a little defense. Jets play a little deep. This is a tough one. I ain't gonna lie. It could go either way. The public is leaning towards Detroit with the 1 and 75% money line. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, they was at home for 3 straight games, and that's their first road game. They saying Jared Goff don't got a winning record in the cold, just like Tua Tagovailoa. Under 50 degrees, it's an L for you, loser. Fuck. Jets just lost to who? Jets lost 2 in a row. I'm gonna go with the Jets. I'm gonna go with Zach Wilson. I think the Jets can win. I think the Jets. I like the Jets. I'm gonna go with the Jets. I went with Detroit last week as a lock. We're gonna take the Jets this week. Next game, Arizona at Denver. Like I said, just spoke about Denver playing Kansas City. Arizona's L. Trashington. Kyler Murray unfortunately got injured. He's going to be out for the rest of the season. Who knows what's going to happen with Kings, Cliffberry, and when you going to be back next year? Or do you ever think about when you out of here, your record deal, video, and all that shit out of here? I think Denver shows some spark against Kansas City. Arizona does have a better record on the road as opposed to playing home. They look like shit at home. Russell Wilson ain't playing. He ain't walking through that door. I like Denver. I'm going to go with Denver. It ain't no real rhyme or reason. Arizona, they trash, and they burn me a lot. I'm going to go with Denver. Next game, New England at Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders. Josh McDaniels, obviously you a disciple of Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, Luke, I am your father, has owned the NFC and all the shit. They got a chance to make the playoffs slightly. But the fucking Raiders is trash. Josh McDaniels, fucking Derek Carr, like your whole movement. Besides Devontae, I know he hate being there. I know he hate leaving. I was about to say Brett Favre. Aaron Rodgers, discount double check to go play with you, even though he played with you in college. I just think New England won't beat themselves. And on the other hand, you really can't trust the Raiders. I'm going to go with New England. Next game, Tennessee. I'm not going to lie. These motherfuckers, they've been hurting me the last 3 weeks because I've been betting with them, especially the last game. Who they played against again? Derrick Henry coughed up the ball. Oh, Jacksonville. I couldn't believe that they lost. And this is that was their 3rd game in a row. Will they lose 4 in a row at the Chargers? Justin Herbert starting to show some life. I'm not going to lie. Starting to mesh well. Remember, his receivers was out. He had nobody on the outside. They wasn't throwing the ball to the outside. It's pretty much, what's the running back? Echo, or whatever his name is. Ezekiel, whatever his name is, catching mad touchdowns for them. So he pretty much was the offense. This one going to be a tough one. It's a lot of tough games this week. I ain't going to lie. I like Tennessee, and I'm going to go with them for the 4th week. They got some injuries. I think they're going to be able to run the ball. They should have been able to run the ball last week. And even though they ran the ball last week, not them, but the Chargers, even though they won the game, they wasn't running the ball and they had the lead. So why are you not running the ball? So that may be a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. We're going to go with Tennessee. I like Mike Vrabel. I think he is a good coach. One, because he's a player coach. He played. He got bling blah. Like your wrist bling bling, my shit bling blah. He got hardware, and it was with New England. I think he outcoached the coach of the Chargers. Sometimes they go for it on fourth. Sometimes they do a little suspect play calling strategy, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna go with Tennessee. Plus, they gotta win soon, right? Next game. This is the game right here. It's a lot of tricky games this week. You got the Cincinnati Bengals 9-4 at Tom Brady getting 3.5. Brady just lost. They've been losing this whole season with the divorce, and we've been talking about this. It's been up and down. I know what it's like to get divorced, although I fouled. I mean, I know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail. We've been riding Brady. We've been going against them. I mean, they've been having a tumultuous up and down season. They just lost to the 49ers. We had the 49ers last week as a lock. We went 3-3. I mean, we went 3 out of 6, so we went 3 wins. 3 losses was a push on our locks last week. And last week we had 49ers beating the shit out of Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This week here, the golden boy, the new golden boy, Joe Burrow. You keep beating Patrick Mahomes. Last week they just beat Cleveland, who he hasn't beaten till last week. He was 0-3 or 0-4 against the Cleveland Browns. So he got past that demon. A little injuries on their front too. The public likes Cincinnati. I like Tom Brady. And I noticed this shit is rigged. So it doesn't really matter whether they don't got enough players or not. None of that shit really matters. You can believe what you want to believe. I believe that the NFL is entertainment and they got to sell a story in a script, and we be buying into the shit. 67% of the people is on Cincinnati minus the 3.5. And then money line, I mean, they just got to win, 85%. And I told y'all, I'm off the CBS Sports app, but I'm also on the Caesars Sports app, and you get to see where the public is betting at. And anytime you start seeing any numbers north of 72, 73, be very, very, very careful if you betting your money. Why? Right. Because that's your money, son. Right. Because that's your fucking money, son. And you will lose. And you will fucking lose. Trust me, I know. Tonight we had a 6-pick for $100, 48-41, and we hit those a few times. One loss. Spurs. One loss. Spurs. Indianapolis, Cleveland, Miami, Portland, Milwaukee Bucks without Giannis, without Middleton. Yeah, shit is rigged. And it's manipulated, and that's just what I believe. I'm going with the Bucks strong tomorrow. Going with the Bucks strong tomorrow. Tom Brady said it's going to be like Joe Burrow always beat Patrick Mahomes. He's going to lose to the GOAT tomorrow. They're going to lose outright. They're going to lose tomorrow. They're not even going to cover the spread. They're going to lose tomorrow. Last game. You know what we got to do, right? Right. Is New York in the house? Is Brooklyn in the house? Uptown in the house? Shallon, like my New York Knicks looking good too, by the way. Last game of the night, Sunday Fun Day. My New York Football Giants at Washington Commanders. I was gonna say Redskins. They just did this shit 2 weeks ago. It was a push. We had the Giants, and that week I think we went 9-5. We had a great week that week. Giants was a push. And this week, Washington is coming off the bye. That's why we had Indianapolis today with that 3.5. I'm like, damn, Minnesota got to play on a short week. Jeff Saturday, their team is going to be energized, rejuvenated, coming off the bye. That half a point is boss, and it was. And even though they was up 30-0 at the half, we see Minnesota came back and tied it up 36-36 and then won by a field goal. This shit is rigged. You can believe what you want to believe. My New York Football Giants got the same record as the Washington Commanders. They getting 4.5. Giants lost last week. Giants they starting off good, but then they kind of fizzing out. They lost to the Lions. We had the Lions that week. They lost to the Cowboys. They pushed with the Commanders, but then they got the shit beat out of them by the Eagles. And we had the Giants last week, and we shouldn't have. We shouldn't have went with the Giants. Drum roll, please. I'm going with the Giants, not to win the game, to now lose by 5. The spread is 4.5. I think the Commanders will win by a field goal. I think Daniel Jones keep it close. I think the coaches coming with a good game plan. They familiar with each other. 4 points is a lot for a division game. And even though they pumping up Chase Young being on the injured reserve list, coming back. He was supposed to play last week, the week before. He's probably going to be back this week. So that does improve their pass rush. I just think the Giants keep it close. I don't think Washington going to blow nobody out. I think the Giants cover the spread but lose the game. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to the locks. Not from Yonkers. The locks to get us the winner chicken dinners, right? Here we go. The locks. It's going to be a little crazy like it was last week, even though we went 3-3. Pittsburgh over Carolina. I'm going with Mike Tomlin over Sam Darnold. Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles fly. Going with Philadelphia because they're not overlooking the Chicago Bears to the game next week with Dallas. Dallas is looking ahead. Well, I mean, like looking for M's like I lost a friend. They looking for M's like they lost a friend. And that's what might cost them. The Eagles is not looking ahead. They're going to crush Chicago Bears. That's 2. We're going with the Denver Broncos over the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I know, what's the backup for Arizona? Colt McCoy. He's a gunslinger, and he's a veteran. And although they looked okay in the first half against New England, Monday Night Football last week, and we had Arizona. There's no cap on it. We had Arizona, and we was wrong. On the channel, we picked Arizona. When we went to the spot, we ended up taking New England. Just want to be clear with full transparency. Denver at home, even though Russell Wilson ain't going to play, I don't think they lose 2 road games. Lose 2 home games. Arizona is trash. The season is over. I think Denver could win the game. All they got to do is win by 1. Pretty much. Next game, New England at the Las Vegas Raiders. New England's just coming off Monday night, beating said Arizona Cardinals. And Mac Jones, they had their little spat with Mac Patricia about the offense, the play calling, what's going to work, what's not going to work. And obviously, the thing about what made New England so good, and obviously the good teams, is being able to switch your game plan on the fly. The team don't stop the run, then run the ball. And run the ball 30 times in a row like Bill Belichick did one time. You got to be able to switch it up. So it's like Bill Belichick, Matt Jones, or is it Derek Carr and the up and down Las Vegas Raiders? Raiders can't make the playoffs at this point in time. They're dead. I'm going with New England. New England getting 1. I think New England should be favored, but I like New England. What the public is saying? Public is on the Raiders. The Raiders 58% and 67% money line, but it's only -1, so it's the same shit. Bill Belichick, they stayed out in Arizona on the West Coast instead of coming back home then flying back. That was very, very, very smart. I like New England to win. I think they're gonna win. I'm sorry. We got Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Denver, New England, Tom Brady, and Tennessee. That's the locks right there. Pittsburgh, Philly, New England, Denver, Tennessee, Tom Brady. That's the locks. And so much that's the locks. What we're about to do right now on my Caesars Sports app is play that pick right here. Just like I played this pick for $100. We had one loss. The thing is you got to bet individually after you bet the parlay. That's how you win. I'll show y'all what it is though. And then we out of here. All right, let's put some more bread. Let's put, that's good enough for right now. Just so I can show y'all what I'm doing. Football. Eagles. Pittsburgh. Denver. New England. Tom Brady. Tennessee. Well, Tennessee is minus 105. So it won't be 48. It won't be 48-41. It'll be right here. You see that number right there? You see the picks. 6 pick. $100 is 45.52. See what it is. What's taking so long to take my bet? That's the winners right there. Oh. They be on some location shit sometimes. Like, what the? You know I'm in New York. Don't bullshit with me. Like, don't bullshit with me. Sports app. I don't know why they do that shit sometimes. Like, don't play with me. Why is it doing that? They playing around. I don't like that shit. Are y'all fucking kidding? Let's try that again. Why they keep saying location? That's what I'm taking, y'all. I ain't gonna take no more time in this bullshit. Sometimes they be doing that. I don't know why. That's the winners right there. You know what it is. Stay up, stay blessed, stay safe. It's your boy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in to my show, Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, so sometimes your location need to be seen. We authentic, that feeling back up in here Saturday morning. Yeah, kid.